Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update since the last time. I got a little bit more progress done on this passive mob farm, and I actually just saw one of the best spawns that I've ever seen. These 2 cows, these 4 chickens, and 1 parrot all spawned at the same time. So this thing is actually working. The whole point of this thing was to try and get parrots to spawn, and I guess here's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm just gonna have to go to the shop. I'll go ahead and buy daytime just so I buy myself a little more time, and the passive mobs should stay there, but the slimes will disappear. So I tame my parrot. I guess I just gotta walk up to him, get him to get on my shoulder. There he goes. So then I'm gonna head back to this place, and this place is gonna be a little crazy because this is where I keep all these mobs. Yeah, so it is working reasonably well. I haven't gotten but 4 or 5 parrots out of it, but yeah, I did make a little bit of progress. I moved the shop and the plots. I basically just cut one of the rows of plots off. We don't really need that many. And I started doing a little bit of conditioning of the spawn points. I moved my YouTube house. That actually looks pretty cool here next to this farm. I kind of wish I had that there all along, but that worked out pretty well. And yeah, starting to do that. I just wanted to make sure that it would work, that I didn't screw anything up. I screwed up a few things. Some of these chests got emptied, and some of these chests got reorganized and stuff. It's kind of weird. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, everything got put to the bottom of the chest instead of the top of the chest. So I've been wanting to make a video all about the McMMO plugin, and that's one of the few plugins that we have on the server. It's mostly a vanilla Minecraft server. Aside from the fact that we have the shop where you can buy and sell things, we have an economy, and then we have the McMMO plugin. And it basically is kind of like an RPG plugin. It gives you these, if you do /stats, you get all these stats here on the side: fishing, mining, excavation, woodcutting, swords, herbalism, repair. And as you can see, I got them all to a nice round number: 911, 777, 710, 666, 500, 300. I got them all to a nice round number, except for those last ones. Those are taming. I haven't worked on too much, and unarmed I haven't worked too much, so figured I would just get those matching up. But I figured I would go through and kind of explain all those things. If you guys can come up here up on top of the shop, I know there's no easy way to get up here, so you'll either have to fly or ender pearl or something like that. But by the way, no flying except for rank privileges. I just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, if you come up here, you can push these buttons. This will actually give you the rank. I'm rank number 1 in all these, and I'm actually only rank 2 or 5 on some of these that I haven't. Other people are higher ranks, and that's what the rest of these are, is leaderboards. You can see the leaderboard for alchemy, or the leaderboard for archery, or the leaderboard for axes and stuff like that. So each individual stat has its own leaderboard, plus you have the overall skill, which is called power level or whatever. So you'll see that when you do stats is your overall. That's all of these added together. So yeah, overall, yeah, I guess I'm 5,000 above everybody else, but there's a few of them that I've been going crazy. Obviously, fishing is something that I just do AFK, so that's kind of like cheating. All the rest of them are pretty well active activities, but I figured I would go through each one and kind of explain how you get each one. Acrobatics is when you take damage from falling. Alchemy is when you brew potions. Archery and axes, I suppose, are from fighting. There's several that are just from fighting. Archery, axes, there's swords, and unarmed too. So excavation is when you dig with a shovel, like when you're digging out dirt or sand. Fishing is when you're fishing with a fishing pole, obviously. Herbalism is when you're breaking crops and stuff. I think that works with pumpkins and melons and sugarcane. I don't think it works with wheat or what is that, nether warts over there. I don't think it works with the the planted tilled crops, but I think it does work with some of these others. But that's kind of to prevent cheating. But so then you got mining. That's obviously digging with your pickaxe. There's the repair skill, which is a little bit of a weird one. You have this iron block and the gold block. And the iron block, this was actually put in before we had the actual anvil in the game. So this has actually been named an anvil. And it's a way to repair things before you could actually repair things. Now you can put this in, add a few diamonds to it, and repair it. And that was even done before you could do the mending enchantment. The mending enchantment, you just repair it with XP, and you don't have to do either of these things. So this is sort of an older mechanic, an older thing. So that was really one of the reasons why I used to love it, is that you didn't have to make new enchanted weapons and stuff all the time. So swords and unarmed, those are obviously fighting with your sword or with just your fist. And I'll get into more of those later. Taming is like breeding from cats and dogs and stuff like that. You get your taming stat there. I haven't worked on that one too much, so I'm not an expert on that one. And woodcutting is when you are chopping down trees. So I suppose I'll get into each one of these a little bit more detailed here, and kind of give an explanation of a good way to work on all of these. I figure I'll go through each one of these and kind of give you guys an explanation on how to work on these, how to level up and how to boost your level, and kind of explain each one of these has a little bit of a secret little bonus once you work on them. As you build them up, as you get to a higher rank, you start to get better bonuses. So there's definitely a few of these that I recommend working on, because there's some good bonuses that you might want to take advantage of. Okay, so we'll start off with a few of the simpler ones. Mining, excavation, woodcutting, those are fairly obvious. Breaking stones when you're going down mining underground, that's a fairly obvious one. Each one of these has their own command, so if you do /mining, it'll give you a little bit of an explanation on it. And that's there. You're going to get a lot of information about this. So it'll tell you your level there. It'll tell you some of these extra bonus effects. With mining, the biggest one is double drops. You get double the normal loot that you would normally get. And that is included on some of the ores and mostly on the cobblestone and stuff that you get. The Super Breaker ability is basically like a portable haste option. I'll show you that here in a minute. The blast mining, I don't think we're able to do the mining and the bombs and the TNT. TNT is disabled on the server just to prevent griefing and stuff like that. So a lot of your special bonus secondary abilities, or whatever you call it, is going to be based on when you right-click your mouse button, and that's going to be some of the first things that you notice on the server. When you first get online, you're going to see stuff like you readied your shovel and stuff like that, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? I didn't ready any shovel. What does that even mean? So basically, when it says you readied your shovel, you're starting to activate your ability, and if you don't use your ability, it'll just kind of go away and you'll lower your pickaxe. So but what you're doing when you're activating your pickaxe is you're activating your Super Breaker. It's basically like haste. It's kind of like a haste mining. I turned my beacon off over there, and we're gonna show you the difference. Normally we're just breaking each block individually. Gravel gets in the way, and that's that. But if you activate this ability, all of a sudden we're able to buzz right on through everything, and we're able to break super fast. Now it has a limit. It only lasts for so long, and then you have to wait for a cooldown and all that stuff. But as you build up your mining level, this will get to be longer and longer and give you that much more time. Now, one of the weird things about this is it's going to give you these weird ghost blocks, and I've heard that they've actually fixed that here in the future. But see there, that was the ghost block right there. So as your special ability wears off, be prepared for it to create a ghost block as that does that. So minor annoyance, but not a big problem. So that's your special ability on the mining, and the bonus that as you level up is double drops. So nothing too crazy on the mining. But if you go down to excavation, let's go to warp pixel art. So I came out here past the pixel art area. This is where I've been doing a bunch of excavating and stuff like that, mostly to clear out the area, but also sort of at a bonus to kind of get some extra double drops. With excavation, you get a lot of weird things. That's going to be another one of the first things that you start to notice when you get on the server. Like, where did that name tag come from? You start to see a bunch of strange things. Start to see glowstone drop in. You see cakes. You'll even see diamonds once you get up to a certain level. That's what I'm saying. It's almost more efficient to go shovel mining for diamonds. See there, glowstone dropped. There's more glowstone. You'll get a ton of glowstone just from digging sand and dirt. So sand, dirt, gravel, these things all have different things that they drop. So if you're just digging out sand, try and go dig out some dirt. If you're just digging out dirt, try and go dig out some gravel. You know what I mean? They all have different things. Let's see. Here's some dirt over here. Whoa, I came over here to dig out some dirt, and I found somebody's build. I wonder who this is. I don't recognize it. I kind of recognize it, but not really. I'm going to try and open a door and see if it'll tell me whose it is. Wolfenbrad, nice. I was just coming over here to dig out some... What's going on over here? Wow, interesting. Oh, I bet you I know who this is. No, Dark Wolf Spoons. Interesting. It's always weird coming across somebody else's build. Let's not get too close to their stuff. I just wanted to dig out some dirt. So yeah, you start to get all kinds of weird shit. Name tags and glowstones and records and all kinds of strange stuff. That's why that's in the shop. If you go up here, you can actually sell off your records. Those 2 records that are the most common from excavating, you can sell those off. So with the woodcutting, the special ability is called the tree feller ability. I'll explain that here in a second. Then you also have the leaf blower ability, which basically means you break a leaf block instantly whenever you touch it. And then you also get double drops as you level up. And that's one of the things. Another thing that you see here down more. Like, there's so much information on this. The double drop chance is 71%, which is equivalent to your level as you level up. So you get to like 71.1%, and it's basically equal to your level. And then the tree feller length is how long your special ability lasts. So as you break, that's an obvious example of your leaf blower, but so yeah, as you break in a tree, you know what I mean, you get double drops. So that was 12 right there, and now I break one more. Now I got 14, 16, 17, that one didn't, that one did, that one did not, that one did not. So you get double drops as you break them. But the special ability, if you right click with the axe, remember I was saying you ready your axe and you lower your axe. So the special ability with your axe is you can break trees instantly. So you break one block of this tree and the whole thing is going to come down. So I'm going to start that up, and it only lasts 16 seconds. Like I said, the tree feller length is only 16 seconds, and then you're going to have to wait for it to recharge, similar to the super breaker on the mining. So let me go make sure that it's daytime. And okay, so I'm going to do this real quick, and I'm going to try and break as many trees as I can in that 16 seconds. So we'll start that up. We'll break that. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but all the trees are going to just disappear as I break one. So that's a really good way to level up. It's a really good way to get a ton of wood. It's a really good way to clear out a ton of space, especially these kind of trees. These trees are a little annoying to clear out and stuff, so. If you guys saw the fireworks, that's kind of something that happens sort of to signify the beginning and end of things. I don't know. If you guys think that's super annoying, we could turn that off. But I don't know. It's interesting sometimes. But yep, then once you break all those trees, you want to do that as fast as you can and then come back and get up all the wood, because you don't want to leave all that wood behind. But at the same time, you don't want to waste time trying to collect all the wood before your 16 seconds run out, because actually I'm at level 700 and I only have 16 seconds. So as you start to level up, you only have 1 or 2 seconds to go. You don't get very long but it's a really good way to clear out some space. I was doing that over in the jungle as I was clearing out that jungle project, and I got a ton of wood from that. So you definitely start to stock up on wood, that's for sure. One of the things that I also did in order to try and level up on the wood cutting is I ended up planting a bunch of jungle trees over here and just chopping them down with the tree feller. Tried to do as many as I could in one run and just go from there. So also when you type like the command for each ability, like woodcutting or mining or everything, it'll also show you another leaderboard on the right side. At the bottom there, it'll actually show you how long you have to wait in between. It'll show you your current XP, it'll show you your current level, and how much XP is remaining to get to the next level. So each ability has its own XP level, not to be confused with your enchanting XP or anything like that. So it's a separate leveling system for each ability or category or whatever. So there you'll get a little bit of a notification when your tree feller ability is refreshed. Same thing with all of your other abilities. I guess I also forgot to mention that you also have the same thing with your shovel. I don't really use it though much because with an efficiency 5 shovel, you really don't need it much. But you can do the same type of thing as the mining, and you get a faster digging with the shovel. So with the axes, it's a little different. It just cuts the trees down automatically. One of the things I also have done in the past is to try and bust through the vine before doing the ability, because it only breaks the tree once you break the wood block. If you actually have to break the vine, it's just gonna take a little bit longer, that's all. So I'll start that on the first one, but then the rest of them that I did, I'll try and hit the... So this one I'm gonna hit the vine, the rest of them I'm gonna hit the wood. You'll see. So start the ability, hit the vine, and then it has to go through and cut the wood. So although it doesn't take much longer, it's, I don't know, it's a tiny little bit longer. So these whole trees are coming down with one chop. I think that's cool. That's definitely entertaining to watch. That, and you get leveled up super quick. Like, I got 3 levels just from that one activation. So, especially with these jungle trees, you get a ton of wood and several levels. So that's wood cutting for you. Okay, so I guess the sun is going down, so this is probably a good time to tell you guys about all of the fighting skills. So there's swords, axes, archery, and unarmed. There's 4 of them, and they're all pretty much the same. I think I disabled the right-clicking ability, even though you see it. I don't think it does anything, because basically it would make the enemy bleed, and then that would get credited for the kill, and it didn't count for the scoreboards and stuff. We have like scoreboards for enemy kills and stuff like that. So if the enemy dies from that bleeding, then it doesn't count as a kill. So I think that part got disabled. So there's no secondary ability. So it's basically just a matter of killing things with a sword, or killing things with an axe, or killing things with a bow and arrow. I'm not very good with a bow and arrow, but you guys get the idea. And so it's based on the amount of damage that you do with each weapon. I haven't used archery very much, so I can probably level that up quicker than anything else. But yeah, it's basically based on how much damage you do. I would recommend just coming out here like I'm doing into this wide open empty dark space and killing some mobs. Get some good armor, and yeah, just go to town. But yeah, you basically just gotta kill stuff. That's pretty much it. Same thing with unarmed, actually. I'm actually really low on the unarmed, so eventually you can actually get pretty strong with unarmed, and it makes it so you don't have to carry a weapon. You don't have to carry a sword. I do recommend upgrading axes so that you don't have to carry a sword. That, I guess you see there, that's one of the downfalls of the axes. I don't know if I need to disable that, is you get that super loud explosion all the time. Quite annoying, so I don't use that very much. I either use swords, or I really should upgrade unarmed, even though that's the annoying part, is that you end up having to, you can't use like item, you have to use your fist. And if you're trying to fight a skeleton with your fist, then that's not exactly the easiest thing to do. Same with spiders. It's I don't know, it's a little bit hard to fight them with your fist. But it's definitely worth upgrading because you can become pretty powerful with just a fist. So you can do almost as much damage with a fist as you do with a sword or something like that. So you do get full points for killing mobs out in the open world if you come down here to the XP farm, which is okay for everybody to use. Actually, we've also got a warp XP farm, or /warp XP, /warp XP. So if you do that, you come right out here. But yeah, if you come in here, I believe you get a 1% of the points from mobs that spawn from mob spawners. So if you build your own mob spawner, or if you come over here, you're only getting 1% of the points. So if you do archery, you can see you're only getting, current XP is going up by a couple each time, just because I'm such a low level, I think. But that one actually might even be a little bit overpowered. But anyways, yeah, you only get 1% of the points for that. So you're not leveling up very much with that. And with this, the way mine is set up, you kind of need the sweeping edge to kill everybody all at once. So I definitely recommend upgrading those, because I'm not going to go through all the little details of everything, but you definitely get upgraded damage and everything like that from some of those. So Acrobatics is another one that I haven't worked on too much. It's basically when you take damage from falling. As you upgrade it, you end up having a chance to take less damage. You end up getting a chance to like roll or something like that, and then you get a graceful roll. And I don't know, I haven't worked on that one too much recently, but yeah, basically take damage from falling. It doesn't take too much to level up, but eventually once you get there, it kind of starts to take a lot more to level up. So you can kind of come here and just jump up and down on some stairs. I'm sure there's other better ways to level up. If you wanted to maybe grab an ender pearl and ender pearl yourself up on top of something tall and then jump off. I don't know. That's might be what I would do. Come over here, jump off of this, bam. Take a lot more damage. So, yeah. Again, like I say, that's a simple one, but I haven't really worked on that one too much. So you got herbalism, that's another real simple one. It's basically just from breaking crops. I usually do sugarcane mostly because there's 2 levels of sugarcane. With sugarcane, there's a top level and a bottom level. If you break this bottom level, you get just as much XP as if you were to break the top level and then the bottom level. So I think it's like 30, so you get 30 and then 30, or you can get 60. So all you really got to do is come here and just run through this, and super fast. You get a bunch of XP. You don't have to replant it or anything like that. And you can also go through and do melons and pumpkins. Those are pretty good for XP. Although I don't understand sometimes why I get the full melon sometimes and the slices sometimes. I don't know. I think that maybe that's the double drop bonus kicking in. I'm not really sure, but pumpkins work pretty good, and pumpkins are probably the best way to make money for the economy on the server. So, sometimes you get some weird double blocks and stuff. I don't know what that's all about, but actually I have heard that that's been fixed, so I'm super excited for some of the future updates not having ghost blocks. But yeah, between building a nice big pumpkin farm and going through and harvesting a bunch of sugarcane, I always like herbalism because, I don't know, it's just ironic that I like to smoke the herb, so, herbalism is fun to upgrade that and be the top on the herbalism. Although I need to, I'm probably not the top. So this is probably something I haven't mentioned in this one, so you can do /MC top herbalism or mining or whatever stat, and each one has its own leaderboard that you can plug in. So actually, wow, I'm 100 behind on that one, so I need to start working on the herbalism. But one of the best ways to do it is if you have a potion of swiftness. You splash a speed potion, or if you have a speed beacon, that'll get you to go a lot faster running through it. You can just speed right through it. But yeah, you guys get the gist. Sugarcane is definitely the best way to upgrade herbalism. But speaking of the speed potions, now we're kind of getting into the more complicated stuff. So I've been grinding away on Alchemy, which is basically brewing of potions. And I am pretty much the only one that's been doing anything like that. If you do the MC Top Alchemy, I'm at level 300. The next closest is level 2. So I am 298 levels ahead of everybody else. So, but yeah, I've been grinding away. I built this machine contraption here. It's got a bunch of hoppers and shit. These are actually just storage chests back here. This is how many speed potions I have been crafting and building, and everything back there is all full of speed potions. I don't even know what to do with it all. I should probably get rid of them. It's probably only creating lag with all those chests, but yeah, you basically just go through and craft all the potions you want, and then you can push a button, they all come out, it all refills with water. What the hell? There's gunpowder in that one. But yeah, they all refill with water, and you go through and you put in glowstone, sugar, netherwort. What you do is come over here, you start with netherwort. We take 15, so I think it's like that, 9 plus 6, so then you put 1 in each one. The reason why you spread them out like that is so you can shift click 1 in there, and you shift click those all full of netherworts. By the time I get all the way to the left side, I'm going to have all of those on the right side started to brew. So then we can start to put in the sugar. So then we do the same thing with sugar. We do 9 and 6. Start to put in sugar. So once we shift click 1 into each of those, we do the same thing with glowstone. So that makes it a speed 2 potion. And then once you shift click all the glowstone in, you come back here to the beginning. This is all done and turned into that. Actually, I don't have enough to get all these done. Okay, so I grab one from home, and yeah, so you gotta wait a second for all those to finish brewing, because you're not just coming back here to the beginning anymore. Everything's done at speed 2. So then once you've got 4 levels done, and that's how it works. You get, so I don't know exactly how the points work, but say you get 50 points for the first level of netherwort, and then you get 100 points for the second level of sugarcane, and then you get 150 points for the third level of glowstone, and then you get 200 points for the fourth level of gunpowder. So it's definitely worth it to put the 4th level of gunpowder in there. So that's why I just make a ton of splash potions. And then this is all full of your speed 2. Oh, that's why I didn't do splash in there. That's what happened. So, yep, I kind of made a mistake there pushing that button prematurely. That's probably what happened. I didn't have enough. That's why those were all in there. Damn it. Duh. Anyways, you guys get the gist. Is basically from there you push the button and you start over. These are back full of water again, and you can go through and you can do the netherwort again, and then you can do it like you just keep on grinding away and grinding away. And I'm not even gonna tell you guys the secret of why I'm trying to grind away to get to higher levels. So yeah, you'll just have to figure that out eventually. I'll make a video straight about it. But yeah, obviously that's not much about the alchemy skill itself. That's just how I've been making a massive amount of potions. I basically searched for a video on grinding the MMO alchemy, and that's what I came up with. So then we'll move on to fishing, and I have an example of my fishing setup right out here outside the shop. So if you want to go to the shop from the entrance of the shop, it's just right out here. So this is an example. If you want to rebuild it just like that, you can. The way this works is it has this comparator thing down here, so that it'll actually sort out stackable versus non-stackable. And I'll actually go show you my real thing. This is the one that I actually use. So what this does is it stacks out all the non-stackable items from the stackable items. You see, this is all like the fish and everything that has multiple items in one stack. And then this is all the things that don't stack: books and fishing rods. I don't know if you guys noticed, I've actually programmed out you don't get bows and arrows bows from fishing. I just found that so annoying. You get that from fighting skeletons anyway, so you don't need that. So you do end up collecting books, which is the main reason why I do it. And then you get all these other things. You get a lot of byproducts, and there's a lot of things that you can do from all these byproducts. I mainly keep all of the books that are single enchantments. As you start to add enchantments to stuff, I end up having like 5 or 6 different enchantments on something. So as you start adding those on there, it gets to be more expensive, and you get that weird glitch where it says too expensive, and you can't add any more enchantments on there. And that's always my goal, is to have all of the perfect enchantments on everything. Like, I always want as much as I can. Actually, I'm missing thorns on that one. So, but yeah, it's hard to add all of those up there when you have all these random things. If you've got a book with, say, Protection 3 and Frostwalker, that one actually, that's something that you could put both of those onto a pair of boots, and that works. But say Protection and Fire Aspect. Say you want the protection for your armor, but you don't want the Fire Aspect. Fire Aspect only goes on a sword, I believe it is. So that extra enchantment is going to end up costing you the ability to make the perfect armor or something like that. Say you want sharpness on your sword, and you end up with fire protection in your enchanted book, and maybe you put too many enchantments on your book, and that becomes too expensive to put on your thing. So that's why I've got so many of those. I need to sort through. There's probably a few that are usable. Like I said, that first one that is usable, Power 5 Infinity Bow, that's actually a pretty good one right there. I don't know, at some point I started just mixing in every single thing with all the crappy ones, and I basically stopped sorting through what is crappy versus what is good. Shit, I got some thorns, I got some mending there. Some of those actually need taken out, but god damn, I just don't want to go through all of those books. So I mostly just keep these ones. I mostly just sort through the ones that are just single enchantments, and then I take those over to my home and I have them sorted in chests. So I have all of my looting books. I know if I need an efficiency book, I know exactly where to come, and I don't need to sort through any books or anything like that. And yeah, I don't really need it. I don't need all of this crap. I've got all of these over here. These are all literally nonsense. These are all ones that I have sorted through that are all basically things that don't combine. Respiration goes on armor, efficiency goes on tools. All of these are just things that don't combine. So these are pretty much trash. I need to get rid of them. Let me know what you guys think. Should I just totally get rid of them? Should I donate them to the homeless of the server? Or so anyways, back to fishing. So as you level up fishing, I don't even know. I haven't even used some of this ice fishing. A lot of these I really haven't even used. I guess you end up getting some rare drops, apparently. Magic Hunter. Yeah, I really haven't even used those. A shake, I think you can use a fishing pole on an enemy? I really haven't even done these. What do you... Oh yeah, you can... Interesting. Very interesting. You can shake the loot off of an enemy. Like I say, there's stuff that I don't even know about this plugin. That's crazy. But the biggest reason why I do the fishing is so that I can get the mending enchantment. The mending enchantment is what protects your armor and what heals your armor when you get XP. So that's one of the coolest additions to the game, although it's rather rare from just the enchanted books. Let's see. So I left this overnight, actually a couple nights. So it actually kind of started to overflow. All of my non-stackable items end up overflowing, and then they kind of end up flowing into the stackable items. So this is actually what you would see if you weren't sorting your items, as you would see your non-stackable and mixed in with your stackables. So kind of just end up having to go through, and I got a thorns. That's another thorns. Basically just kind of going through. Oh, there's a good mending book. That's what we're looking for. Looting is okay. Not super rare. Thorns too, that's a good one. Let's see. There's a few singles that are worth keeping. And that's all. So actually, I guess I gotta check all of these because they're filled. But yeah, nothing else back there. Let's check back here. So in 2 nights of AFK, I got, oh, there's another mending book. I think I got 2 mending books, one of which is a mending only, and then the other is not. So yeah, those are worth keeping. I'll even keep those too. But that's a lot of work for just a couple of mending books, and all this being the rest byproduct. You can cook your fish. I got my cooking system over here that I'm cooking up all my fish using lava. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out all of the fishing rods. I'm going to take those with me, and I'm actually going to break those down into other items. So I've actually got a spot set up. This is the anvil that I showed you guys before. So this is now part of the repair skill. And this was, like I said, before they added an anvil to the game, before they added mending to the game. But it actually has been enhanced since they did add mending to the game. So you actually need a piece of string to repair your tools. And I'm going to put that in my offhand here. Where did my... Okay, I dropped that one. So this works with tools. This works for shovels, swords, pickaxes, all sorts of things, bow and arrows, and fishing rods. So what I do is I go through and I repair. I need more string. What happened? So apparently I need to have that in my actual inventory. So I'm going to repair all of these fishing rods on the anvil. And that's going to give me the repair skill. I should probably get these, because I don't want to go through and do that with my diamond stuff. So I go through and do that on those, and that is what levels up the repair. I don't think breaking them down on the gold, yeah, that does not. But that's where you get your books back. And see there, I got another mending book. So this becomes very beneficial once you start getting all the enchantments off of these fishing rods. So just go through and repair them all, and then break them all down. And then check out all the books we got from that. We also got extra string. We got an extra half a stack of string. And then we've got that's a mending book, that's another mending book, that's another mending book, and a bunch of unbreaking and curse of vanishing and shit. So we at least got 3 more books. So that's a little more than what we got just from the fishing. So put my good stuff over here, and then I'll put all the singles. I definitely don't keep any of the... I end up with so many, like, luck and lure of the sea and that kind of shit. So, or lure and luck of the sea. I definitely end up throwing those things away. But yeah, this has definitely become quite a hassle to manage all of the inventory and stuff that comes from all the fishing. I really don't need to be such a high level. A 2800 level fishing is really not necessary. I've probably got enough mending books to last me for a while. Actually, let me go home and show you guys. These are all unbreaking books. Just straight unbreaking 3. These are all mending books. Just straight mending. Nothing else. Nothing else. They're all well, maybe a few unbreaking 3 mending. But that's it. And pretty much every single time you need a mending, you need unbreaking 3 onto it. So yeah, that's why those are all together. But I've got that many mending books that are just straight mending. I've actually got quite a few other chests that have mending and other shit. So that can always be combined into use, you know what I mean? Say I want to make some armor, I can start with a protection 3 mending, that'll actually be a good start. But anyway, so much inventory management, so much of this stuff. I really need to just get rid of this. In fact, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Nonsense chest, be gone. I'm gonna lose my frames here in a second. Yeah, wow. Okay. Wow. Look at all the books. Shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Did not like that kind. Let me see. I don't even know if I can put down lava. Can I put down lava? Let me see if I can put down some lava. We'll see if I can put lava on here. Just get rid of everything. Hopefully it doesn't burn all the other chests around it, but... There we go. That took care of things. Just let that flow out. Just destroy everything. Cool. Cool. Alright, so I got one more chest here full of all the stuff that I had in my inventory from walking on all those books. And we're going to burn these up too. So, there we go. No more books. No more books. So now I've only got one extra large excessive stack of books. I'll probably sort through those and see what's complete junk and what's not, and keep some of the not so junk stuff, because every once in a while, yeah, I still go through, yeah, I must have just at some point just started dumping stuff in there, so I definitely need to sort through those and figure out what's junk and what's not. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys appreciated a little bit of an explanation on what all the MCMMO stats are like on the server. If you're online this weekend, we're going to be doing a double XP weekend, so that means you'll earn ranks twice as fast as you would any other time. So that applies to all of the different ranks. So I don't know what you want to spend your time ranking up, which one would be most beneficial, but any of the ranks this weekend for 48 hours after the time of this video going live. So usually 4 o'clock upload time will be 48 hours after that. So from Saturday actually through Monday, because I was supposed to have this video out on Friday, but didn't get it done. So we'll go Saturday to Monday. I know that's a little weird, but yes, we'll do 48 hours of double XP weekend. Let me know in the comments section what you thought of this video, and if you have any tips or pointers or something that I missed pointing out or anything like that. But yep, thank you guys very much for watching. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you think down in the comments section. So I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.